her in Eric Church. It's just ridiculous. Yes. I'm just going to shut up and let's hear some music. Y'all welcome Ashley McBryde.
My guitar got stolen in San Antonio this week, along with everything else. I would have given them the guitar, really, if they'd let me get all my stuff out of that gig bag. Copenhagen is expensive. We had one country station you could drive and listen all the way to Watertown. Mama kept oldies playing in the kitchen, turned up just a little too loud. Daddy was a rock star riding on a tractor, listening to Towns Van Zandt. I was 5 years old with a hairbrush microphone, growing up in Radio Land. Oh, oh, Radio Land, just the other side of a dashboard light. There ain't a dream you can't dial in. Radio Land, Radio Land, Radio Land. Catch a Friday night game or a Sunday sermon in the cab of a Chevrolet. KC, case a minute, old Panasonic counting down my Saturday. Mixtape, Valentine, love cuts like a knife. I wanna hold your hand. I got my first kiss, got to first base, all thanks to Radio Land. Oh, oh, Radio Land, just the other side of a dashboard light. There ain't a dream you can't dial in. Radio Land, Radio Land, Radio Land. Buy a guitar, learn a couple songs, find some buddies and start a band. Get on a bus and try your luck out here in Radio Land. Radio Land, Radio Land, Radio Land, Radio Johnny and June. Radio Land, Radio Land, Radio Jack and Diane. Radio Land, Radio, Radio. There ain't a dream you can't dial in out here in Radio Land. Thanks. I'm from Arkansas, and where I lived in Mammoth Spring, there's nothing but 2 radio stations. Then you floated the Spring River, you know. You can only get K Country 95 out of there, Missouri. The day we wrote the single, I had had a really bad day. I had forgotten my guitar. I'm a songwriter. I broke my windshield on the way to work. And for some reason, I got sick once I got to the office. Office sounds weird. The place where we were going to make up songs. And my friend Nicolette was going to write with me that day, and she came in, and she was crying. Oh, good morning. She and Frank had been together for 3 years, and they went from picking out hardwood floor that morning to her being single in the Home Depot parking lot. She said one of the coolest things to him, too. I think that's why he dumped her. She said, Frank, you do understand there's more to being a man than owning a crossbow and a bass boat, right? And the guy that we were writing with that day was Jesse Rice, and he was a co-writer on Cruise. You know that song. It did well. But he's an hour and a half late for the co-write, so I hate him before I ever meet him. And he walks in, and he looked so disheveled, I could not be angry at him, and I laughed. He walked in, you could tell he slept in his clothes, his hat and his hair, there was no difference. It was just kind of all the same brown color. He had his Oakleys on, but they were missing a lens. This gig bag back here has 2 straps you can carry it through the airport. His has 1. And he was like, I don't have anything with me. I don't have capos, I don't have picks. I dropped my phone in the toilet last night at Tin Roof. I said, well, I wouldn't have gone after it either. I wouldn't even grab a toddler if you dropped it in the toilet at Tin Roof. I said, we've had a really, really bad day. Let's just have some drinks maybe and not write songs if there's going to be such bad juju. This is the worst day ever. He said, no, I had the worst day ever once. I was in Atlanta, and I'd had a crappy day all day, and then I left Atlanta, and my car started to sputter 45 miles outside of Atlanta, so I took the first exit I saw. It was called Dahlonega. So he pulls into the town square in Dahlonega and goes into a place called the Crimson Moon. It's like this, only smaller. And Sean Mullins was in there playing a show. You remember Sean Mullins, right? Everything's gonna be alright. Who doesn't want to watch Sean Mullins play a show? So he stayed. He got a burger and a beer, and he met a girl named Kendra, a little blonde girl. And when he told us the story, he said, I met Kendra that night, and we're getting married this May. And so now this will be their 2nd wedding anniversary this May. So he's like, you know, the worst day of my life became the best night of my life, and just from pushing through. He said, if we're not going to write a song, y'all, I'll just go home. And I was like, shut up and spell Dahlonega. Nicolette, I'm like, what do you think? I was going to say breakups that didn't break us, blah, 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 blah. And she was like, uh-huh. Back up, how's that? Like, yep. All we had to do is make it rhyme, y'all. To the backpacked, first love leaver, the heart cracked, double down dreamer, the homesick, the grass that's greener, and a slice of mama's peach pie. And to the flat broke, couch cushion gas money, and the worker bee that ain't getting no honey, missing someone all the while running, gunning for the brighter lights. Here's to the breakups that didn't break us, the breakdown wrong turn that takes you to a little dive bar in Dahlonega. Hear a song from a band that saved you, man, it's a hit rock bottom. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, nothing's going right. Making the best of the worst day kind of night. We've all got a number that we don't want a drunk dial, and a good friend we ain't seen in a while, and a slow dance left in these boots, and a chance of putting down new roots. Here's to the breakups that didn't break us, the breakdown wrong turn that takes you to a little dive bar in Dahlonega. Hear a song from a band that saves you, man, when it's hit rock bottom. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, nothing's going right. Making the best of the worst day kind of night. Here's to the breakups that didn't break us, the breakdown wrong turn that takes you to a little dive bar in Dahlonega. Meet a girl outside Atlanta, yeah, if it's hit rock bottom. Smoke 'em if you got 'em, and nothing's going right. Just singing along with your drink raised, and a pretty little blonde thing's looking your way. Making the best of the worst day kind of night. Yeah, it's making the best of the worst day kind of night. Oh, here's to Thanks, y'all. I just got a text from Jeremy Bussey, one of my co-writers, asking me if I wanted to go on a dove hunt. It's been a long time since I shot a bird. I went on this thing called Country Goes Hunting one time, and it's just a bunch of like celebrity hunters, and they follow them around with people like Daryl Singletary and stuff like that. For some reason, they took 6 songwriters from Nashville, and I got sick, and they took me to the doctor's camper. And he came to the door, and he's like, "You okay?" I said, "Yeah." He said, "You been out there hunting?" I said, "Yes, sir." He said, "What'd you shoot?" I said, "Jim Beam." He said, "You're fine. Go back to your camper." Made real good friends with Daryl Singletary's bus driver. I took 2 handles of Jim Beam with me. I came home with neither. But there were 6 of us, and it was a 2-day trip. But I wrote this song with Jeremy Bussey on the morning Guy Clark passed away, which is one of my heroes of all time, him and John Prine. And I thought for sure one of these days I'd get to meet him, but I was just makeup everywhere, you know. And so Jeremy's from Alabama. He wanted to know what it was like when I moved to Nashville from Arkansas, and I wanted to know what it was like when he moved from Alabama. They were just really trying to talk me away from thinking about Guy Clark passing away. And I told him this story about being in an algebra class in high school, and we were going student by student saying where we were going to study, what we were going to study, and what we were going to do with that degree. And I said, I'm going to move to Nashville, Tennessee, and I'm going to write songs. I'm going to make them up. People are going to pay me to do it, and I'm going to sing them on the radio, and other people are going to sing them on the radio, and that's what I'm going to do when I don't grow up. And the teacher looked at me and said, "That's stupid," in front of the whole class. She said, "That's stupid. You need to remember where you're from and have a really good backup plan." I almost did, but then I thought if I had free tickets to something, I wouldn't give it to that old bat. So I tell Jeremy that, and he says, "Why don't we write something Guy Clark would want to listen to? Have you played the Opry?" And I said, "Not yet, but I will." That's a full year and a half probably before that's a reality for me. He said, "I like your attitude, so let's write what you want to sing at the Opry." And on June 16th, my band and I got to do it. Don't waste your life behind that guitar. You may get gone, but you won't get far. You're not the first, and won't be the last. And you can tell us all about it when you come crawling back that road you're on. Just winds and winds. You're spinning your wheels. You're wasting your time. But when the lights come up and I hear the band, and where they said I'd never be is exactly where I am. I hear the crowd and look around, and I can't find an empty chair. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. I get these calls out on the road. I heard your song on my radio. We always said you'd make it big, and I tell all my friends I knew you back when. Don't forget all us little folks. When you crash and burn, remember we told you so. And then the lights come up and I hear the band, and where they said I'd never be is exactly where I am. I hear the crowd and look around, and I can't find one empty chair. It's not bad for a girl going nowhere. Well, I need to thank my daddy for that first set of strings, and all those folks who swore I'd never be anything. A whole lot of yes I wills and I don't cares. A whole lot of basement dives and county fairs. Do this show right now and y'all sure look good out there. It's not bad for a girl going nowhere. Not bad for a girl going nowhere. Thanks. A few years ago, I stopped saying how many years ago now. It's starting to get embarrassing. I got a phone call from our class president. Her name was Leslie. She's a gem, actually. And she called and asked if I was going to the reunion. I said, of course I'm going. There's going to be food. She said, are you still doing music and stuff? Like, I am, for a living, asshole. She said, if we could get you to play for like 2 hours at the reunion, would you do it? Yes. You know what would be even better? What if you wrote a song about our graduating class? Sure, Leslie. I showed up and ate my food before everybody else. Frizzy hair and glasses at the back of the class. You made fun of me on Friday nights. I was down there in the band, and you were up there in the stands. And now who's voted most likely to hate their life? You got fat, I got famous. Ain't that funny how it changes? You made fun of me for years. I get paid to play my songs. I got a headline gig in Austin. You got a closet drinking problem and a juvenile delinquent souvenir from senior prom. I've got a Budweiser endorsement. You're refinancing your mortgage. How's it feel to make those payments? You got fat, I got famous. You cheated off my papers and ignored me in the hall and drove a daddy's money Mustang around town. And I drove a rusty pile of tin that you loved to go buy me in, and it looked a lot like that heap you're driving now. You got fat, I got famous. Ain't that funny how it changes? You made fun of me for years. I got paid to write this song. I got a headline gig in Austin. You got a prayer chain gossip column and a pack of crappy friends and an ass just like your mom. My guitar player says I'm sexy, and I strum his telly when he lets me. It's a bitch the way life changes. You got fat and I got famous. It's just nice to sing about the truth every once in a while, you know. The truth is, karma and gravity are the same thing. 'Cause I got a Budweiser endorsement and you're refinancing your mortgage. Ain't that a bitch? The way life changes. You got fat, and I got famous. We got a band loading in, and I don't want to overstay my welcome, but I can't be in a legit bar and not do any of the songs that helped me make a living for all those years. And I say dive bar, people think that is a bad thing. No, that is a really, really good thing. I was in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, and if you've been there, you probably ride motorcycles or have an affinity for art or antiques. The whole thing's uphill. And at this time, I was 20 years old and sleeping in my Silverado. It was a single cab Silverado. It wasn't even a nice one. And I went down into the bar. It's called the Squid and Whale, where I was going to play. And This lady said, "You're the girl on the poster." I said, "Yes, ma'am." She said, "They fed me for free in there, so I just would go in there and hang out before the show." And she said, "If I tip you now, would you sing a song for me tonight?" I said, "Sure. What do you want to hear?" She said, "I like Johnny Cash." I said, "Everybody likes Johnny Cash." Please, God, say Folsom Prison Blues. She said, "My favorite Johnny Cash song is I've Been Everywhere, Man. Do you know it?" And I said, "No, ma'am." She said, "I'll give you $20. I said, "Well, I got a smartphone." I had 4 hours and a smartphone. I have not done this song in years, but I can't be in a really cool bar and not do it. And this is how that goes, sort of. Well, I was toting my pack along that dusty Winnemucca road when along came a semi with a high canvas covered load. He said, "If you're going to Winnemucca Mac with me, you can ride." I climbed in the cab and then I settled down inside. He said, "You ever seen a road with so much dirt and sand?" And I said, "Mister, I've seen every road in this here land. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the desert bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. Well, I've been everywhere. I've been to Reno, Chicago, Fargo, Minnesota, Buffalo, Toronto, Winslow, Sarasota, Wichita, Tulsa, Ottawa, Oklahoma, Tampa, Panama, Mattawa, Avalon, Bangor, Baltimore, Salvador, Amarillo, Tocopilla, Belanquilla, Padilla, Ramakilla. I've been everywhere, man. I've been everywhere, man. Across the deserts bare, man. I've breathed the mountain air, man. Travel, I've had my share, man. Well, I've been everywhere. That took 2.5 hours to memorize. It's got more words than the book of Genesis. And also, I'm kind of lazy, so I didn't bother learning the rest of this song. Because I knew a trick. You can make up your own words. No one will be the wiser, and they're much easier to remember. I like every beer, man. I like every beer, man. Just bring it over here, man. It could be dark or clear, man. I'll trade you my brazier, man, if you buy me beer. I like Coors Light, Bud Light, Natty Light, Miller Light, Keystone, Michelob, Shiner Rock, Red Stripe, Woodchuck, Rolling Rock, Heineken, High Life, Pabst, Blue Ribbon, Busch and Busch Light, Mike's Hard, Boone's Farm. Even though I shouldn't order, you can call it what you want. I call it bitch water. I like every beer, man. I like every beer, man. Just bring it over here, man. It could be dark or clear, man. I'll trade you my brazier, man, if you buy me a beer. I wrote that verse and thought about how tacky it was and how much Johnny Cash probably wouldn't like it. Because I didn't even say anything about bourbons or mixed drinks at all, and I know he wasn't a big beer drinker, so. I like every drink, man. I like every drink, man. That's grateful little kink, man. It's not what you think, man. I'll puke in the kitchen sink, man. 'Cause I like every drink. I like Bloody Mary, margarita, Tom Collins, nice to meet you, sex on the beaches, fine martini, extra dry mojito, mudslide, maybe a gin and tonic, and hey, if you don't drink, go ahead, smoke some chronic, Long Island iced tea, sure sound good to me. Buy me a tuber shooter and I'll let you see my hooters. I like every drink, man. I like every drink, man. It's grateful little pink, man. It's not what you think, man. I'll puke in the kitchen sink, man, 'cause I like every drink. Lord, I've been everywhere. I'm amazed that went that well. But that's okay. Have I got time for another one? We okay? Okay, good. Well, I don't know what time that band comes on, but I haven't played Stump the Singer in a long time, so. I'll just do one more then and be polite. And this is the best conference room I've ever been in. In fact, someday when I open a bar, I might name it the conference room. Oh, I can do that one too. If I got time for two, I'll do it. It ain't up to me, it's up to. Okay. Really? We can put an organ from one human into another human and make it work. We can't find a B string that stays in tune. Hope I never need another organ. That's mean to say. I went to Chicago. I got an email from this guy named Eric that asked if I wanted to come to Chicago and hang out at his show. And I thought, well, two things. This is the weirdest email I've ever gotten. And yes, how do I get there? And he put me on a plane with 6 other people. One of them little bitty planes. And I had to walk plumb out onto the cement to get onto it. And I got out there, and there was just one seat left and had a bottle of Angel's Envy in it. And I picked it up, handed it to the pilot, and said, I got your bourbon. He said, that's for you. Let me show you where the glasses are. He showed me where the glasses in the ice were, and I was like, oh, I get it. I'm the bartender on this flight. I asked anybody if they'd like a drink, and they're like, Ashley, that's your bourbon. And I was like, okay, well, country mouse goes to the city, I guess. And we got there, and his tour manager came up and said, Ashley, Eric wants you to sing tonight with him. And I said, shit. That's fine. I mean, I know all of his songs. It'll be all right. And then I saw Eric right before showtime, and he said, hey, I want to do Bible in a 44. I already know all the words. If you'll come back here at halftime, you and I'll run through it. It can't be that hard. It's in B flat, right? I'm Ashley. It's nice to meet you. But my dad had a guitar I wasn't allowed to touch when I was growing up. And on his 70th birthday, I drove to his house. And I played it and wrote this song because I'm a grown-ass woman and I'll play any guitar I please. He had a southern drawl like a red-bone hound. And every song he sang was my favorite sound. He'd be the last one off if a ship went down. Kind of man feels good to be around. Kind of man feels good to be around. He had hair as white as a cotton field. And he'd spin me a story like a wagon wheel. Never went nowhere without a rod and reel. God, I miss that man. I always will. I miss that man, and I always will. He'd see through a lie like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. He carried a Bible and a 44. And they just don't make them like that no more. He said, take what you've got and do the best you can. The best thing you'll ever own is a piece of land. And y'all, he knew his like the back of his hand. He was something else, my old man. He was something else, my old man. He'd see through a light like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to love the Lord. He carried a Bible and a 44. They just don't make them like that no more. I saw him strum that thing every chance he could. And he left it to me like he said he would. And if you ask me why it sounds so good, it's 'cause I'm holding more than strings and wood. I'm holding more than strings and wood. He'd see through a light like an old screen door. He taught me how to hunt and how to fear the Lord. He carried a Bible and a 44. They just don't make 'em like that no more. No, they just don't make 'em like that no more. Full disclosure, he's still with us. Dad is. He is terminally ill. And I wrote that, and I wasn't going to sing it until after he was gone. I sang it to him on that guitar, and then he gave me that guitar. It is a 1983 Martin D35S, and it sounds as big as a house, and it smells like a library book, and I love that guitar. So I'll do one more. Travis, thanks for doing sound and for pouring drinks, man. Right on. If this were a real bar show, it would be about 1 o'clock in the morning. I say, if you like what you heard, I'm Ashley McBryde. Please let your server or your bartender know. And if you don't like what you heard, then shh. Well, I just hate B strings, you know it? Be better off tuning it by ear. I always had a problem with love songs. I didn't understand love. It did not understand me. And once we decided we didn't understand each other, we had reached an understanding. I was just tired of hearing love songs that were about, I'll never hurt your feelings, and I would move a mountain for you. And you're not going to move a mountain for me. You're not going to. And you'd better hurt my feelings. If I look fat in this shirt, I want to know before I leave the house. And I was doing that thing I do when we day drink at Terry Joe's house, and I was just complaining about stuff that I had no control over or that I actually had control over. And Terry Joe said, so what? What do you want to do? I said, I just want to write a song that I would believe. If I said it to you, I want you to know that I love you. It has nothing to do with unicorn farts and butterflies. The times in my life when love has been the best is when nobody was supposed to know about it, and it wasn't supposed to be happening in the first place. And I believe you can get that same thing inside a marriage. I believe that can happen. Terry Jo was like, well, just start singing. So I threw out some words, and she said, shit. There's a lot of love stories out there, and that's my favorite one. Checking my lipstick and your aviators, like a couple of cool kids, the hit paraders, the cherry glow from your cigarette. Don't tell me the world couldn't handle a good old-fashioned American scandal. Hold me, baby, hold me like you ain't mine to hold. Ooh, kiss me, baby, kiss me like you don't care who knows. Oh, love me, baby, love me like Kennedy and Monroe. And the lights are flashing, Main Street paparazzi, and you got 'em lining up to what you want me. So let's one up the rumors. Hold me, baby, hold me like you ain't mine to hold. Ooh, kiss me, baby, kiss me like you don't care who knows. Oh, love me, baby, love me like Kennedy and Monroe. But don't tell me the world couldn't handle a good old-fashioned American scandal. Hold me, baby, hold me you ain't mine to hold. Ooh, kiss me, baby, kiss me like you don't care who knows. Hold me, baby, hold me like you ain't mine to hold. Ooh, kiss me, baby, kiss me like you don't care who knows. Oh, love me, baby, love me like Kennedy and Monroe. Kennedy and Monroe. Ooh, like Kennedy and Monroe. Kennedy and Monroe. But don't tell me the world couldn't handle a good old-fashioned American scandal. Thanks, y'all.